Hello there, fifth graders. Hopefully you just finished watching your Math Unit 2 Lesson 4 notes video and completed all of your notes, and now it's time to do some practice problems. If you wanted to have your notes from Lesson 4 right out in front of you, I think that will probably be helpful. And I had stated in the directions you can either be using your whiteboard to solve these, some scrap paper, or you can solve them in your math spiral if you would like. You're not going to have to turn those into me. This is just for your own practice to make sure you know how to do these things. Okay, so get your whiteboards out, or any of those other materials I said, and our first job is just to say it. So you actually don't have to write anything down right now. But I'm going to put a number up there, and I want you to pause me once I put the number up there, and I want you to practice how you would say it, and then listen to me say it to see if you were right. So here's our first one. Press pause, practice saying it, and then I will say it for you in just a second. All right, welcome back. Okay, so we already learned how to do this kind of number, right? The numbers, the digits that are to the left of the decimal point, we do that like normal. So to the left of the decimal point, I'm going to start over here. I see the first chunk before the comma. This is the number 14, and this 4 is in the thousands place. So this would be 14,016 and 24 thousandths. That 4 is in the thousandths place. So 14,016 and 24 thousandths. All right, next. Pause it, say it. Okay. Left side of the decimal point, I have 1,209 tenths. That 9 is in the tenths place. So 1,209 tenths. Third one. Press pause, practice. Welcome back. Okay. 1,458,007 and 9 hundredths. That 9 is in the hundredths place. So one more time. 1,458,007 and 9 hundredths. All right, last one like this. Okay, so I don't have anything to the left side really but 0, so I don't have to say 0 and I can just start with this. So right here to the right side of the decimal point, I see the number 158, but it's not worth 158. It's 158 thousandths because this 8 is in the thousandths place, so 158 thousandths. Okay, in our next set, I want you to list the place and value of the underlined digits. You are going to want your whiteboard for this one. You might want to have your little place value chart in front of you as well for help. So I'm going to put a problem up there. You're going to list the place and the value. This is like the second part of our notes from today. And let's see if we're right. So here's your first one. We're looking at that underlined digit right there. So tell me first what place that's in, and then tell me how much it is worth. And you're pausing it to do that. I'm not going to leave a long pause in between. Okay, so right here, the place that this 3 is in, I see that it's in the set that's to the right of the decimal point. So this is tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So the first thing you should have written was thousandths. And that's the word thousand with a th. Okay, so it's in the thousandths place. What is it worth then? Well, the digit is 3, right? But it's not worth 3. It's in the thousandths place, so it's worth 3 thousandths. And I would write that as 3 over 1,000. Okay, next one. Tell me what place and how much it is worth. All right, welcome back. Okay, this is the first digit to the right of the decimal point. That is the tenths place. Tenths place. That's a 10 with a th. And it is not worth 4. It is worth 4 tenths. All right, last one like this. All right, go ahead and pause. Write down the place and the value. Welcome back. All right, this digit is 2 places to the right of the decimal point. That is the hundredths place. So that's the word hundred with a th. Hundredths. So that means it's not worth 2. It's worth 2 hundredths. That would be 2 over 100. Okay, so now what we have to do is word form. That was the last thing we learned about today. So I am going to give you a number, and I want you to write it out in words on your whiteboard. So write out the words for it. And then press play to see if you are right. Okay, welcome back. First things first, I'm going to start with the left side of the decimal point, okay? I'm going to draw a little line here. Left side of the decimal point, I'm going to start here, the number before the comma. I see 3, and that is in the thousands place. So to start off, I have 3,000. I'm not going to say and, because that's a comma, not a decimal point. I'm going to write a comma. 3,000. Now when I look at this next chunk, okay, this decimal point is going to separate this chunk. This is the number 15. This 5 is in the ones place, and we know we don't have to say ones. We can just say 15. So 3,015, decimal point, I'm going to put the word and. 3,015 and. Now when I look to the right of the decimal point, this is just a number 7. So I'm going to write 7. But 7 what? This 7 is in the tenths place. The first place to the right of the decimal is called the tenths place. So 7 tenths. So 3,015 and 7 tenths. Right, here's your next one. I know it's a doozy. Go ahead and press pause. Write that out in words. Okay, so I'm going to start over here on the left side of the decimal point, and this first number that I see is 2, and this 2 is in the millions place. So I'm going to say 2 million. I'm going to put a comma, because there's a comma there. I'm not going to say the word and. There's nothing going on here. I don't have to say 0,000. I'm just going to skip to this last chunk. This number that I see here, in between this comma and the decimal point, is 500. So far we have 2,500,000. There's a decimal point. I need to put the word and. Okay. On the right side of this decimal point, 0.25 would be equivalent to 25. Okay, this 0 in front of it doesn't really do anything, right? Well, I mean, it does in terms of place value, but when if we're just looking at this as what digit, what would I say for this? I would just say 25. So let's say 25. That gets a dash. 25. But it's not worth 25 because it's to the right of the decimal point. 25 what? Well, I'm going to look over what is the last place here. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So 2,525,000. So that's the number 1,000 with a thus. Okay, we have one left. Go ahead and press pause, write it out. Okay, starting in the left side of the decimal point, I just see 417. I see 417. So let's write that out. 417. I didn't say 417 because there is not a decimal point in here. It's over here. So 417, now there's a decimal point, and. 417 and. Now when I look here, I see 8. 0.8 would be 8. But 8 what? Because it's not actually worth 8s to the right of the decimal point. This 8 is in the hundredths place. So I would say 8 hundredths. That is 100 with a thus. So 417 and 8 hundredths. So writing it in words helps you to know how to say it as well. All right, you're all done with your practice for today. Thank you.